Right, folks, just a little video recapping some of the key features of Paris that have influenced its development economically and agriculturally. Okay, so first one here is a climate. Okay, so we know Paris, like Ireland, the Paris Basin has a cool, temperate, oceanic climate. Okay, the west of the Paris Basin is close to the Atlantic Ocean, so it is influenced by the sea, and this gives it warm summers about 16 degrees and mild winters about 5 degrees in the winter. Okay, so very similar to the weather we'd experience in Ireland. Okay, however, if you go towards the east of the Paris Basin, remember Paris Basin is very big. It's not as influenced as much by the sea, so as a result, the land heats up more in the summertime, and it's 20 degrees in the summer. And in the winter, it's a lot colder. It's only about 2 degrees. Okay, if you're in Paris City at the winter time, it's towards the east and it's quite cold. Okay, okay. So our next factor, okay, in Paris that we must know about is agriculture. Okay, so as we know, what is grown in the Paris Basin? Wheat. Okay, as you know, cereal growing is huge here. Okay, it's known as the breadbasket of Europe. Okay, there's also lots of viticulture. Okay, and there's lots of dairy farming. Okay, and that's because similar to Ireland, it's got the perfect soil type, which we'll get to, and a perfect climate for growing these things. Okay, we know it has good loess soil that was dropped here during the last ice age. It's got a good climate, as you said, a cool, temperate, oceanic climate similar to Ireland. And probably the most important thing is it's got a huge market. Okay, so the Paris Basin has 22 million people in it. The city of Paris has 10 million people, but it also is easy. It's easy to get from Paris to the rest of Europe because it's obviously all on land. Okay, you could drive really anywhere in Europe within a matter of hours from Paris. Okay, and also the rest of the world, particularly like North Africa, former French colonies. Okay, ports at Marseille and Le Havre are ideal for transporting agricultural produce around here. Okay, so as you've already mentioned, okay. Good transport links provide farmers access to the EU. Ports at Le Havre and Marseille provide sea access to North Africa, and the River Seine, big massive river that flows through Paris, provides further access to Europe via its inland ports. Okay, so our first thing of Paris is climate, cool, temperate, oceanic climate, influenced by the sea in the west, not as influenced by the sea in the east. Agriculture. Paris obviously has a lot of people, 22 million people. That's a lot of mouths to feed. Because of its climate, its good low soil, and its market, agriculture will thrive here. Employment, this is our final factor. Okay, so very similar to Dublin, guys. Paris is the centre of government. There are lots of jobs here. As a result, lots of people move here from rural areas. This is called rural to urban migration. Okay, so the city itself has 10 million people, so over twice the population of Ireland in the city of Paris alone. 1.4 million of these are migrants from abroad, usually North Africa. And then the surrounding basin has 22 million people. Okay, so very, very, very large area. All right, the same as Ireland, because of this rapid growth, there are problems. Okay, there are problems in Paris. All right, so very same as Ireland. Your parents might sit on the M50 for an hour in the morning. Traffic congestion, that happens in Paris as well. Okay, we have this one here, social deprivation. Okay, that just means people living in rundown flats and apartments. All right, maybe similar to what the Ballymun flats used to be like. They have their own version in Paris. Urban sprawl, that term is the uncontrolled growth of the city outwards. Why is urban sprawl bad? Because it takes up valuable farmland. Okay, and inner city decline. Okay, so what happens is the inner city gets full of working class people, and as a result, a lot of governments and town councils don't really put in the effort to keep it spick and span and clean and respectable. Okay, so these areas fall into decline, and these areas become kind of hotbeds for crime. Okay. Now, our special scheme the French government set up was the Schema Director. Okay, so again, the aim of the Schema Director is basically a scheme of directors was to help overcome the problems we just spoke about in Paris. Okay, so to recap on Paris, climate, cool, temperate, oceanic. ideal for agriculture. Okay, agriculture. And why does agriculture thrive? Because of the cool temperate oceanic climate, because of its big huge market in Paris and Europe to sell to, and because of its good low S soil. Okay, and employment. Okay, why does Paris have so much employment? It's a centre of government. Has lots of rural to urban migration. What does this cause? This has caused obviously a lot of problems: traffic congestion, social deprivation, urban sprawl. But we have this fella here, the schema director, to try and overcome these. Okay.